Morning. So today we're going to embark on Route 4 of the Susteren rides in the UK. A couple of years ago, Nigel and I did some multi-day riding in New Zealand, really loved it, and decided when we come back to Wales we were going to do some in the UK. So last May we just decided to do Lost Land, which is North Wales, Anglesey down to Cardiff, which is Route 8 on Susterens, and we really enjoyed it. We did it with a friend called Linda. And then we decided that we were going to look at the top 10 Susteren routes and work our way through those. So today is day one of Route 4. We're waiting for our friends to arrive. We're going to cycle to Cardiff, get the train to Paddington, cycle across London and start our Route 4 journey from Greenwich. So we're going to try and do some videos along the way. Hopefully it'll be useful for people who do want to do some of the Susteren routes, but also it'll be quite interesting, hopefully, for our friends and family to have a look back on this. So catch you later. Okay, so here we are at Cardiff Central. We've done some Taff Trail this morning to get us here in plenty of time for our train to London Paddington. So just to introduce the team, Nige, Kath, Paul, Lind, and we've gone for, we've sort of taken our old road bikes here. We put gravel tyres on them and we're hoping that they're going to be suitable for the whole of the trail, and I'll talk to you when we get to Paddington. Okay, so we've got to Greenwich, and that was a bit hairy, I've got to say. Nigel nearly got taken out by a skateboarder. We all nearly got taken out once or twice. Found a lovely man that guided us into Greenwich, and we're now at the start. And I'm feeling really confident that there'll be Route 4 signs all the way to Fishguard. Do you know morning now, so this is day 2. So we finally made it to my sister's house in East Moseley last night, having cycled to Cardiff, got the train, cycled from Paddington through to Greenwich, which was one of the most ridiculous experiences I've ever had in my life. We went past Buckingham Palace, Tower Bridge, we saw Big Ben, nearly got killed several times. Cycling through London is just so different from anything that we've done before. Found a lovely man called David who got us to Greenwich, and then we started our Route 4 journey in earnest. It took us a little longer than we'd anticipated. The signage was pretty good, got lost and came off Route 4 a couple of times, got back on, and we didn't make it here till about 8:30 last night. Had a well-deserved beer, really good night's sleep. The sun is shining, we're really excited. We're leaving here today and we're heading for Newbury. Good morning, it's day 3 of our journey. We stayed last night in Newbury in a nice little hotel actually called the Checkers, which is there, the Checkers Hotel. So yesterday was a really long day, much longer than we'd anticipated. So it was very hot and we were on canal paths for a lot of the day. because it was such a beautiful Saturday morning. When we set off, we were doing a lot of stopping and starting because there was loads of people, dog walkers, people with prams on the trail, so it took us quite a long time. So I think we were out for over 10 hours yesterday, and it was hot, and the cycle paths were quite gravelly or pebbly and full of roots and things, so we were all a bit tired by the time we got here last night. So we had some highlights. We went over a little ferry crossing to Weybridge quite early on, so that was lovely. Went through Windsor Park, which was absolutely beautiful. Some of the houses that we went past on the side of the river were just absolutely stunning. A couple of incidents. We lost Cass. She had a little lie down on one of the paths, and Nigel did his I don't want to wear a helmet routine, so he'd left it behind at a shop, so he had to go back and get that, so we added an extra couple of miles on yesterday. Paul nearly ended up in the river as well. But it all ended well in a curry house just around the corner, which was absolutely gorgeous. So we had a great meal and a pint to celebrate day 2. I think we're going to make a few adjustments to baggage and things like that. I think Paul's looking to lose the panniers as soon as we get to Wales, and someone can come and pick those up. So it's all a big learning curve, but I think we're getting there. I had cramp in my inner thigh in the middle of the night. I felt like a sniper had me. Just waiting now for Nigel to come round, and then we're meeting the others for breakfast. I'm looking forward to day 3.
Well, just coming to the end of day 3. Been another grueling day. Off-road, canal paths, really uncomfortable to cycle on and very difficult to get any real speed up. We're now 2 miles from Bath, which is where we're staying tonight. We're 160 miles into Route 4 and we've done 195 miles altogether. Good cracking day again with Linda, Liz, Kath and Nigel. Fab crowd, fab cycling, fab company, ready for bed now.
Here we are on day 4 and we stayed in Bath Youth Hostel last night. Beautiful view of Bath. The sun looks like it's going to shine for us again today, so that'll be full third nice weather, so we'll be really lucky. So yesterday, again, a long day. We're learning little bits as we go along. So I think we were struggling with the signs on the first 2 days, and yesterday we nailed the signs. We figured out that you sometimes need to see the sign coming back in the other direction to know where to go if you can't find a sign, so that was a plus. As far as the cycling is going, we're all doing really well. We did a little bit of canal path yesterday, which wasn't too bad. Then we got on the roads, which was absolutely fantastic. We were cycling through the English countryside with amazing views, back lanes, a couple of hills, but that was all okay. And then we ended up getting on the cycle trail again, and we've got gravel tyres on essentially road bikes, and it's really rattly. So there's loads of stones and pebbles, we're going up and down, it's rocky, and it's like a bone shaker, so our hands and our wrists are really feeling it a little bit. So we think we've done the majority of the canals, so that's great. I think everybody's in quite high spirits. When we finish today, we'll be halfway through. So we're looking forward to another day on the bike. Of day 5. We're in Newport, we're in Wales, looking to go over some of our normal stomping ground today actually, but yesterday was our best day for cycling. The surfaces were just brilliant all the way from Bath to Bristol and then to Newport. The weather was superb, we had some great coffee stops, so it really was the easiest day yesterday. Highlight probably coming over the bridge A little bit gusty, but not too scary, so that was quite exhilarating, for want of a better word. Got up this morning, spirits are quite high. We had a lovely accommodation where we had the place to ourselves in Newport, halls of residence, just making up some nice snacks to go away with, and ready for day 5.
Here we are, coming up to the end of day 5, just getting into Swansea SA1. Been probably the longest mileage and longest climbing so far. I felt really good today, unlike yesterday where I struggled. Weather hasn't been brilliant, rain most of the day, headwind most of the way, but I think we've coped. Looking forward now to staying the night in our Airbnb and getting some food.
Morning. So we're in Swansea this morning for the start of day 6. Yesterday was very, very Welsh. We had Welsh weather, we had Welsh hills, we had Welsh countryside, all of which was great actually. So it drizzled most of the day, but nothing to soak us out or anything like that. It just kept us cool, I suppose, a little bit. It wasn't cold. We started with a few hills here and there, so just to make us feel like we were at home. I think the highlight for all of us was that we ended up doing a little bit of off-roading yesterday. So we climbed up quite a steep hill between Tonrhyfel and Black Hill, and then had to go across some farmland and down the other side. And I think that was my highlight yesterday, really exhilarated by that. We stopped at Nigel's daughter's house and she'd put out like a proper feed station for us. So that was really, really lovely. It was another long day. I think the long days are getting us to us a little bit. I think with the signs, they're just sending you around housing estates and you're having to cross roads to stay on the cycle path. So there's a bit of us that thinks when we get to roundabouts and stuff like that, we're just going to do a bit more road stuff. Only 40 miles today, so happy days. The miles that we've been doing have been pretty accurate, but the suspected elevation has been completely wrong. So we've been doing far more climbing than we thought we were going to, but we're still here. It's day 6, a shorter day, so all is good. Good morning, it's day 7 and we are in Carmarthen. We had the best day yesterday, it was just lovely. So we only had 40 odd miles to do. The terrain was great, a couple of spiky hills at the end, but with amazing descents. So we really did have a good day. We got here really early, stayed in a wonderful hotel, the Boar's Head, had a beautiful meal, had a couple of drinks. So yeah, truly the best day. It was an easy day in comparison to everything else we've done. We met up with a friend of Paul's called Dave, who used to work for Sustrans, and he joined us for coffee. And he told us actually so much history about Sustrans, how the routes came about, who's responsible for maintaining them. He also told us a little bit about the canals and a bit of information about the people who live on the canals that we'd been discussing as we were going along as well. So that was really, really interesting. One thing to note is that Linda's gone home. So she cycled with us yesterday, and she's not going to do the last 2 days with us. She's gone home. Today, we know that this is going to be our hardest day. We've got all the hills now between Carmarthen and Broadhaven. So we've done some of them probably on car 10 before. We think some of them might be part of the Ironman. It's going to be a hugely long day. So we've got up earlier today. We're going to leave bang on 8, hopefully, to give ourselves a bit more time. Deep breaths, big hills. But when today is over, it'll be day 8. And hopefully I'll be smiling when you see the vlog tomorrow.
I'm smiling as usual. Whee!
It's day 8, our final day of cycling. I can't believe that we've got to this point actually. So we stayed last night in Broadhaven, so that's Broadhaven behind us. A little bit grey today, but yesterday was absolutely beautiful. So yesterday promised hills, and it definitely delivered with hills. But the cycling was wonderful, and I thought we'd known most of the roads, but actually we didn't. They were quite a lot of new ones for us. Absolutely beautiful, up and down the rolling hills of Pembrokeshire mainly. And we had a fantastic day cycling. We had one mechanical, and poor old Paul Jones's cleat fell off in Saundersfoot, so that was the end of that. Couldn't think what to do because all of the bike shops locally were closed, and then it dawned on him that there was long course going on in Tenby and that the expo tent would be setting up on Thursday afternoon. So they managed to let us in a little early bi-nuclearly, and miraculously we were all fit and ready to go again. So stayed in Broadhaven last night, had a meal in the youth hostel. Youth hostel was great. We have got 35 miles left to get to Fishguard. We know there's lots of hills, but by crikey we're going to do it.